Good morning and welcome back to the Morning Wake Up on 98.7 The Coast WCZT and Fun 106.3.
Jenna, you can see us, but again, just go around and show that sunset once again. It's behind one of the most beautiful basilicas. I mean, there's so many here. How many churches are in Rome? It's just unbelievable. I am waxing poetic right now. Thank you very much. But it's just...
He's getting all weird on us. You see that?
It is amazing, though. You can walk 3 steps, and there's another church dedicated to another pope or saint, and it's just amazing. You know what fascinates me is we'll go into Philadelphia or go into New York City, and my brother was an architect, so he had me like look at different things. You know, always look up when you go to a city, so you get a chance to appreciate the different architecture that's there, and you go up into Philadelphia and see all this fine detail, and then you come over here and you're saying, wow, you know, there's a lot of fine detail here too. But it's 2,000 years earlier.
I mean, we walked into a chapel on the way here. There was a crack in the ceiling, but it was beautiful. I look at the cornerstone on the way out. 1550 it was built. 1550.
And you're the only guy who realized there was a crack in the ceiling. You know?
No, but that's amazing that it's still standing is my point.
Well, one of the things that Phil and I still haven't figured out, and maybe you can help us, is that monument right there. That was built by Mussolini, and I believe it's the Fascist Monument, correct?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
You see, you don't know either.
I don't.
Nobody was paying attention in class today.
I'm not sure.
But they said the horse over there is as big as our bus. You know, that's
Right,
on the,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
so it's some really cool stuff. I'm going to have to hit that tomorrow, Phil.
We were all through that today. I just didn't. I didn't know the history of it. I have a lot of pictures of it, though.
Well, one of the things, Dr. Bob, this hour we're going to talk about is, you know, one of your longstanding shows during the morning show every Tuesday has been Fat Is Not Your Fault. And, of course, I've always disagreed because if you look down, it's totally my fault.
This trip, fat is not your fault.
There
Okay,
you go. All right.
You've been giving forgiveness here. Yeah. One of the popes here, I'm sure, would have given you forgiveness.
What do they call it? Penance? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You know, you shouldn't be responsible for anything you did on this trip. You know.
Really?
Yeah. Right. Absolutely.
I'm good with that.
Today, actually, Lent begins, and so you're saying you don't have to give anything up until we leave Italy?
Oh, no, I can't say that. There is a much greater power here than this little advice that I'm giving you. No. So.
All right, so tell us what you've seen. We've had many a meal here. One of the things that I noticed right off the bat is breakfast does not seem to be so dominant here in Italy as it is back in the States.
It is not, but if you really look at what they eat, what I advise my patients to do is to actually have for breakfast what you had for dinner the night before. You want to have a high protein breakfast, and if you really notice, there were all these all the different types of meat, sandwich meats that were there. There were eggs that were prepared in a lot of different ways, but it is just a different type of a breakfast. It didn't seem appealing to us when we first sat down, but it definitely sustained us throughout the course of the day.
I was walking down the street this morning. It's probably around 10:30, maybe close to 11. Walking by one of those little cafe bistros, which there's tons of them on the streets. You can just sit down and people watch. I saw lots of people eating linguine and mussels and clams. A lot of fish in the AM is what I saw. And I found it to be pretty, because I was looking for a pancake joint. And I'm like, I don't really feel like having mussels and marinara right now.
They go, pancake? What?
You silly Americano.
But as you would go along throughout the course of the day, there were croissants and there were some things that I noticed some of the locals were eating. But just at our breakfast here and most of the ones that we saw along the stands, what they did have for breakfast were mostly proteins, which, you know, and most of the people here are fairly thin. You didn't see a whole lot of obesity over here.
No, I agree. What about you, Phil? What did you have for breakfast today?
I had a mixture of, I guess I would call it a brunch, because my breakfast cereals, particularly the cereal, the fruit, the goodies, okay. Then I also had the proteins, the meat, the eggs, and that sort of thing. So I kind of combined everything.
Bob, do you know what Phil's big day today was?
No.
He did laundry.
Wow.
Yes.
But, you know, you didn't tell anybody, I noticed, because
he set
everybody
it
would have
up.
piled on you. You know that.
That's
Because
right.
all of us are just about down to our last pair.
I can hook you up for a couple euros.
Yeah.
He's gonna pull his waistbands and he's going, who's laughing now, huh?
Right, we'll be back with Dr. Bob to find out more about your diet here in Italy on Fun 106.3 and 98.7 The Coast.